Like, why would anybody want to do this? But it gives us entertainment. However, this season 2 is nothing compared to Queer Love. I'm waiting for Queer Love to come out with another season. It was just incredibly entertaining. So this one, I've seen a lot of the commentary on it. People were very disappointed and not really interested in any of the couples. There was one couple that I'm going to start with first that people seem to talk more about, which was Lisa and Brian. So let's get into it. Lisa and Brian, they come on the show. Lisa is giving Brian the ultimatum. Lisa is 31 years old, and Brian, I believe he's around 28, if I'm correct. He's a bit younger than her. Lisa makes more money, has a solid career, good financially, and Brian seems like he doesn't make that much money, and Lisa is giving Brian the ultimatum, saying that she's ready to move on in the relationship, get married, and the excuse that he is giving is that he wants to be more financially prepared to support a family, which is a valid reason, but I thought that there must be something behind that he wasn't saying. Later on, we see them chatting, and Brian is basically telling Lisa, hey, we're gonna do this experiment, but if you see me talking to another girl, I already know how you are. Just, be calm. Pretty much. And it seemed that he was kind of holding back as to why he really wasn't ready. He just said he's not ready. And she's like, of course I'm gonna be calm. Why do you think I wouldn't be calm? And basically we see Brian talking to the girls. He clicks with Raya, and while they're mixing and mingling, we see Lisa constantly looking over to Brian, jealous, kind of talking, about him, not really focusing on the experiment and dating other people. And right from the get-go, I can see that she probably instantly regretted coming on the show. Just the amount of jealousy she had. And Brian is very fully invested, not really paying attention to what Lisa's doing, really connecting with Brian. They're flirting, going back and forth. They seem to have made a connection. And I'm just gonna skip to the part where everybody's back together again. And this is where the drama really kicked off with Lisa and Brian, when Brian and Raya went into another room separate from everybody else. And Lisa's talking to another girl, and she's saying, I'm gonna go back there, I can't just sit here, I'm gonna go back there. And she goes back there, we're like, oh no, we know what's coming. She's fired up, and she sits down next to Brian, and she's like, what's going on here? What are you guys talking about? And Raya is very calm, very, respectful, very chill, and they just are very friendly towards her, like, sure, you can come and sit with us, but it's awkward because you should be talking to another guy. And then Lisa tells Raya, where's your boyfriend? Why don't you go talk to your boyfriend? It seems like you don't love him or something. Why are you sitting here? But that doesn't make any sense because that's the point of the experiment. You should be talking to her boyfriend, if anything. And so basically she says it in a way where she's telling Ryan to leave. Like, your conversation with Brian is over, you can leave. And so Raya, she gets up and leaves, and she handled the situation in a very classy way. She left, and then we see Brian and Lisa talking, and Lisa's just getting more and more and more upset, more triggered, and they walk out of the room, and she's telling him, fine, you can go and talk to that Hooters girl. She used another word that I won't use here. Lisa in her room, and Brian is coming to her room, and I'm thinking that she's going to apologize, acknowledge what happened, and none of that happened. There was no apology that we saw. And she just, tells him, that she's pregnant, and at first he looked kind of like, oh shoot. But then he actually seemed to be really happy about it. And my first thought, and I felt guilty after, but it is what it is, I thought that she made it up because you could tell how much she did not want to be on this show. And she had such a tight grip on Brian. She has deep insecurities, and she almost has a sense of ownership over him because she makes money and is successful in her career. How could he want to be with someone else? It's just unhealthy, toxic dynamic, it seems. But throughout the entire thing, he was always very, very calm, very respectful, very, not trying to add to the drama. And so, he seems happy about the pregnancy, but I thought that she made it up. And she actually did end up being pregnant for real, because I'm like, what other excuse could she possibly make to get off of the show? That's a legit reason to stop, and that was it, So, they got off of the show. Now, let's go to Raya and Trey. So, Raya and Trey James. You know, basically she was there emotionally supporting him, and all she wants is just a little bit in return, a hug, holding my hand, like, you know, we're in a trial marriage here. And he was like, I don't hold hands sitting on a couch. That's more something that you do when you're out walking. I don't want to give you a hug. I don't feel comfortable doing that because I cheated on my girlfriend before and I don't want to go down that path. And she's like, what are you talking about? I don't want to have any more than just a hug. And basically what ended up happening is that James acted the exact same way that with Brian that he did in his 5 or 7 year relationship with Ryan. Because when we hear Brian talk about their relationship, they met in high school and they're 23 years old, so they met in high school and they were together for like 7 years. And there was 1 year, well, she says that she was always giving to James, and he's always telling her, I feel like I can't talk his career in aerospace or something, and she didn't understand why he would choose family and wanting to be married over going to make money, you know. So, but he made his decision, and that was that, which is good for him. And then, yeah, let's move on to Roxanne and Antonio. Roxanne and Antonio. I forget how long they were together, but really understand that. But give me time. He's just so logical. You don't have to understand it. You just have to love the person in the way that they feel loved. If you can do it, you know. And then Roxanne and Antonio, they were just a mess. But in the end, everybody said yes to marrying everybody. Nobody broke up. Nobody left one person for another person. So at the reunion, we see